Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Stitches. If this is your first time coming across us, you're highly welcome. Please do consider subscribing, like and share my videos. Also remember to turn on your post notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified each time I post a new video. Alright, today we are going to be learning how to sew this corset loops, from the loops itself to sewing it up and then attaching it to the back block of this corset. That is all what we'll be learning how to do in this video. If this is what you're looking to learn, please stick around. Let's dive right into the tutorial. The pattern I use for cutting it out, I already have it up in the channel. Please do check it out. Alright, so this is it right here. I already cut on my fabric and I have the lining and the main fabric. So I have ½ inch at the sides where I'll be attaching it. So I have this material I have here on fold and I have 1.25 inch. So from the folded part, I just marked 0.25 inch and I sewed on it. And after that, this is what I will be having. So let's turn it out. Where I sewed my 2.5 inch, I'm going to slit, come down a bit and slit, and on the other part, my 1 inch, I'll just take out a little, just like you saw me doing. So I have this pin that I have here is closed at one end. I'm passing it through on the part that I slit, and I will turn it out in such a way that everything will be able to pass through the tunnel of the 2.5 inch that I have. So I've turned my pin and I am passing it through. So at that point it's going to be a little bit bulky, so I'm using a needle to push it in. So when it's finally in, it's just a game of push and pull, push and pull. That is what I am doing now. Push and then you pull, and that is how you will turn it all inside out. Should it get stuck at any point, use your needle to help it out by pushing it in and pulling, push in and pull. That is how we will turn it inside out. So take your time. It might seem a little bit difficult for the first trial, but subsequently it will be just fun doing it. So push and pull it until the pin is out. So this is it right here. So push and pull, and when it is finally out, continue what you're doing like this. So should it get stuck, no problem, just use your needle and free it at that part. So continue pushing and pulling it until it is all out. So at the end of the day, this is what I have. I'll just simply snip off that part, and then I'll do that at the beginning also. So now I have my rope for my lacing bar. Alright, so I have this boning that I already made half of the lacing bar on. I'm cutting out the part that I don't need, and then we'll go ahead and make a fresh one. So I have this boning. It is the length of this corset bar. Please don't mind that Essex, that I will still cut it out. So it is the length that I want for the back block, and on that boning I'm marking quarter of an inch, that's 0.25 inch. Then from that 0.25 inch I'm marking 0.75 inch. This depends on the space that you want in between. You see the one I have on the table there is barely any space in between. If that is what you want, please use 0.75 inch, but should you want much space in between, use 1 inch. So I'm going ahead to mark 0.75 inch, and I'm marking it all the way down. So do that for yours. Mark it all the way down. So this is it. That is where I will be fixing my rope. So just watch what I am doing. Place the rope in such a way that that stitched part will be inside. It shouldn't be visible, right? So place it in such a way that it will be inside, then start using the markings that you have there to form your loop, making sure that you can see the marking in between. So I can see the pencil mark of my 0.75 inch in between each of these lacing bar, right? So that is how you continue, and then you take it to your machine and sew on the part which is provided on this stitchable boning, on this regeling boning. So continue like that, and make sure that your lacing bar is equal. Make sure it is equal, like eyeball it, or you can mark out on that material. So I will go and do that and come back and show us. All right, these are my two lacing bar for each part. So I'll just go ahead and cut off the part that I don't need. So take your time so that you don't cut your boning. So cut it off so that we'll sew it to the back block of this corset. So after it, this is what I have. So for this back block, if you joined me to cut the pattern, you will know that the front and the back was the same length. So I'll just go in now and reduce the length of this back block. So I reduced it and I left my sewing allowance. That is what you can see me showing you now. And on that side that I'm going to be attaching it, I already have a marking of 0.5 inch on the center back. So that 0.5 inch, now I will go and run a stitch on it, the 0.5 inch without the lining. Then after that, I'll place the lining the right sides facing each other, and I'll sew it on the up part with the allowance that I have. So sew with the allowance that you have, placing the right sides of the lining and the right side of the fabric, and I'll come back and show us. All right, so this is it here. This is it. I have my stitch on just the main bodies. So that stitch will be my guide now to sew my lacing bar. So whatever I am doing now, I'm going to avoid that line that I have there. So I'll place my lacing bar now, and I will go and sew a breadth away from that line that I made there. So I will place the second one also and go and sew just a bit away from the stitch that I have there already. So this is it after I am done sewing. So this is it right here, just a little bit away from that stitching that I have. So now I will close the lining and then go and sew on that stitch, the first stitch that I made there. I will sew on it while covering my lining. So I will sew twice just to make sure that it is firm and nice. This is it after sewing I sewed 2 times to hold it down. It's a lacing bar. You have to pull and pull when you are lacing. So this is it. This is what I'm having. So I have my lacing bar all attached, looking nice and clean. So I'll go and close it up on the down part with the allowance that I have. So close it up. I'll come back and show us. This is it after closing up, and I've turned it out. So I'll go ahead and turn this other side out to the right side so that we'll see it. So if at this point you haven't subscribed, please do that. Also remember to turn on your post notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a new video. Also like and share the video. That would be nice also. Alright, so this is it. These are the 2 back block of my corset. So in my next video we'll be sewing up the front part of this corset. This is it right here. The next video will be doing that, so stay tuned.